Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how I do my Color Street mani. I'm going to be doing Coral Bay and Palm Before the Storm. Before we get started, I have a couple of tools that are going to help me. So I'm going to go ahead and file my nails, push back my cuticles, and then I'm going to wash my hands. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, I have filed my nails, pushed back my cuticles, and washed my hands. And now I have opened my set. And as you can see, there's some instructions in here. We've got a nail prep pad, a file, and the sets that we're going to be using. So I'm going to start with the Coral Bay, and I'll come back with the Palm Before the Storm afterwards. The first thing I'm going to want to do is take that nail prep pad and I'm going to wipe every single one of my fingernails. This just makes sure there's no dust on them or things that could keep your sets from lasting as long as they can, which is like up to 14 days. So some women make them last longer. I usually get impatient and I cannot make it more than the 14 days. Usually it's about 7 for me. Alright, I have opened my sleeve of strips, and here I can see that there are 2 strips of 8, so they are identical. So my first step is going to be trying to find the strip that works best for me. It's best if you work from your pinkies in. So if I use this little strip, I can see that it's too small. So what I've done is I've just taken the strip and I'm trying to kind of line it up over my finger to see which one's going to work best. And now I've been doing this a while, so I know which ones work on which fingers. So this is going to be the one that's going to go on this pinky here. Now that I've chosen my strip for my pinky, it's important that I go back in and I'm going to wipe both of my pinkies again because I'm going to use this one strip for both fingers. If you have longer fingernails, that might not work, but for me, it works perfectly fine. Now, I'm going to take the clear top off of it. It's just there to keep things nice and ready to go. I'm going to pull the silver tab here to pull this strip up off of the white backing, and I'm going to anchor my strip back on this sideways. So if I flip it around, you can see I've done this so that I have something to hold on to when I put it on my finger. So I've grabbed the strip, I'm touching the paper so I'm not touching the plastic. I'm going to line it up on my nail here as close as I can to the cuticle without going over. Now here I've gone over, so it's really easy to just pick them right back up and replace them. And as I'm placing them, once I've got it where I want it, I'm pushing down. This next step can be done in a variety of ways. I like to use my thumbnail, and I come in here on my pinky nail, and I'm pressing down on the strip at the edge of my nail. You can also do this with a file, or you can push down and pull. Cuticle pushers work really well for this as well. And when I'm ready, I just pull. Nice and easy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull the silver tab off because we don't need that anymore. And I'm going to reposition this strip so that I can put it on the other one. Now, like I said before, if your nails are bigger, you can use more than one strip. I just happen to have small nails, so it works really well for me to just flip it over. Then pull. Now I still have quite a bit of strip left here, and I have really small pinky toes, or actually all of my toes. So I use these, I save them, and I use them on my toenail. Alright, so now I'm going to come back in and clean things up. So I'm going to go here on the side, you can see there's a little piece, and I'm just going to use my cuticle pusher to kind of clean that up. Just like you did with your thumbnail earlier, if you press, you can create a break and break off any excess that might be on your skin or just not on your nail. Come back with me here in a minute and see me put Palm Before the Storm, a clear overlay over the top. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I have done all of my nails except for my thumbs. There are a couple areas here that I could clean up a little bit more if I want to. See how this time I'm just using my thumb. If that didn't work, I could also go in with my cuticle pusher and do the same thing. my thumbnails are long enough right now that this is working, but that's not always the case. So the reason I haven't done my thumbs is because I want to do them very last, since they're the tools I'm using to do my nails. And so what I'm going to do now is I've picked the Palm Before the Storm size that I want, and I'm going to put it on my ring finger. So I'm going to wipe with the alcohol pad again, because it's just another surface that you need to stick on. Now this time, you do have to be a little bit more careful in your placement, because it will be a lot harder to pull up and move if you don't get it right where you want it. So I'm going to carefully place this where I want it, and just like last time, use my thumbnail to create that crease at the bottom, and then I'm going to pull it off. And if sometimes sets are a little bit harder to create that crease, you just got to give it a second try. And there we go. So I'm going to put this on my other nail. Now, after I do my thumbs, the most important thing you need to remember, because after I do whatever Palm Before the Storm I want, I'm going to come back. I'm going to put all of my strips back into this sleeve, and I will go take it to either my hair straightener, curling iron, regular iron, and I'm going to seal this back up with heat. If you cannot do that, you can put it in a Ziploc bag in the freezer, but it doesn't work as well as heat sealing it. All right, and come back in a minute for my final mani. And here is the final look. Hope this helped.